What's up, Internet? It's Dumbass Panicos Gaming, and we're doing more shiny hunting in Pokemon Violet. So, I have 2 Paradox Pokemon left. I still need Iron Treads, which we'll start with today, and I need Iron Moth, which definitely scares me, because that's going to be a hard one to tell. But yeah, so we'll start with Iron Tread. We'll do our normal route. If I remember correctly, it does pop up on that rock that we used last time, but it's going to be hard to see it from that far away, to be honest. So for this one, we are actually not going to be using my normal sandwiches, as in like my usual, not normals in the type. We're actually going to use the simplified ones here. So since I do have a salty Herba Mystica, I might as well use it now. Was that it? No, okay, right. So we need, I believe it's just one of these. And then if we go over here, we'll do salty, and we'll do, which one do I think won't cause an issue later? Let's do salty. I think that'll work fine. For my next sandwich, I might have to go get another Herba Mystica, actually, because sometimes some of them don't like to play nice together. But we'll see. Drop you down. So, if this is correct, because I used the salty Herba Mystica, this should still get me the sandwich that I want. I'm just using the Papa Hefe sandwich guides. Okay. Ground, ground, ground. Yep, okay. That'll do. Alright, let's get down there now. So yeah, we're going to work on Iron Treads here first. Iron Treads isn't super easy to tell, but the tread part of it is silver instead of black, which isn't too bad. Iron Moth is going to suck, though. Because it's, most of the coloring doesn't actually change, because I guess it's just like lights or something, kind of like Iron Hands. But there's like part of its head, and then the very inner part of its wings is, oh. I did not think about that. I really did not think about that. Let's go ahead and reset. I'm going to need some burrs. I'm going to have to go buy those. Damn it, I just made sure, too, that I actually had the ingredients. I did not think about the fact that, yeah, there's like a bunch of ground types that can spawn in here. So I'll just have to make this steel type sandwich, which should work fine. Yeah, that should work fine. I don't know why it wouldn't. I don't know what else would even be steel type down here. I did just double check, and Iron Jugulus isn't. Being a flying dark, it can't be steel type. Okay. Let's go ahead and head on down to town then. Go pick ourselves up some burgers. I'll probably buy some more ham just if I see it. Actually, you know what would be smart, to be honest, is to make the, nope, not here. Try and make a sandwich for Iron Moth first, so that way I know which Herba Mysticas to not use. There wasn't ham here, but I'm sure I can find ham easily enough. We'll try this real quick. If this doesn't have ham, then we'll just keep going. There we go. Alright, so yeah, I think I will try to make the Iron Moth sandwich first. I guess we can try and shiny hunt that first. I guess. Nah, I haven't named Iron Shreds, but I do want to try and make that sandwich first, just so that way I need to back out of this actually and save. God damn it. I am just a mess today. I'm sorry. Save. Okay. So I think I'll just make the fire sandwich. Yeah, it should be easy enough. Also, I'm less likely to have other things that would interfere with that as well. Okay, so we need 2 red pepper, onions, and then the rest of the regular stuff. So yeah, we don't want salty, so let's just try sweet and sour first. Wait, hold on. No, sorry, I do have to use bitter for this sandwich. Right? Yeah, because for the steel sandwich with the salty, you can't use bitter with that one. It doesn't work. Yeah, salty and sour in theory should. Let's try this real quick. As long as this gives me the things that I want, then we'll just reset again real quick. Make the one for Iron Shreds. Because I will be honest, there is part of me that kind of wants to do Iron Moth off stream, just because I know it's going to suck to try and see. So it'll be a lot easier for me to focus on it if I'm not like trying to talk at the same time. But we'll see. But again, I don't feel like changing the name of the title. Or the name of the title of the stream. Why do I feel like this is way more peppers than I expected it to be? Don't slide off. Okay. All right, fire, fire, fire. Nice. Okay, perfect. Reset, and now we'll go make the correct sandwich, or the sandwich that I originally wanted to make. So yeah, I can do the salty and the sour, and that'll work fine. We are 10 minutes into this recording and we haven't even started shiny hunting yet. God damn it. Whoops. Yeah, I'll try to do at least a couple sandwiches tonight. I don't know that I'll be going super late. Hey, what's up, Baines? Welcome back. Okay, so we need hamburger. And then... You know, that's probably like the one sandwich that I could have just put the top on the actual sandwich. Bam, there's not really much to knock off. Doing okay for the most part. How are things with me? It's going alright for me right now. Just trying to relax and do a quick little shiny hunt here. Even though I have a feeling it'll be anything but quick. I had a lot of luck last time, so it would make sense if I have very little luck this time. Perfect. Alright, back down. That looks like the laziest burger you've ever seen, yeah. Yeah, it's a nice thing about salty herba mystica in this game. It makes it very easy to make the sandwich that you want, rather than having to load up a bunch of ingredients. In fact, when the game first came out, with the initial data mines, everyone kind of was under the impression that you basically always needed salty herba mystica. But then it was like people actually dug into it. And it's like, oh no, you don't need to use that much salty herba mystica. But it is still very helpful. Alright. But, who knows? Maybe we'll get really lucky with this tonight. I'm just not expecting it. But, I mean, if we do, we will definitely try and work on Iron Moth as well. Can I go to a similar spot as with hands? I believe so. My concern is that I won't be able to see him as well, because the only difference for the shiny is that the black part on it, the treads there, are silver, but it's like not really obvious. Because as you can kind of see when they're a little bit further away, it kind of plays tricks with your eyes, and the black looks more reflective than it actually is. So I want to be able to like actually get up on them and be able to look at them closely. But I do believe this does, if I remember correctly from what Jed was saying, iron treads can spawn in that spot. Unfortunately, Iron Moth is even worse than this one in terms of visibility, and there's no way to cheese that one. But who knows? Maybe I'll get crazy lucky with it like I did with Slitherwing, its ancient Paradox counterpart. Oh my god. Fucking... Oh, I have to click on this. Sorry, fucking spam bots again in my fucking shit. Where's the report? Report. There we go. Chat message. Bot. Lock user. And then, actually, how do I delete their fucking message again? Where's the thing to delete their fucking message? Oh, I just have to go and ban. Okay. Yeah. This thing more time efficient for me. Yeah. Like, I'm sure it definitely would be faster if you're able to look closely enough. See, like right there, that looked so reflective off the top of it. But then as I got closer, it was like, oh no. Or I got a better angle on it. But yeah, if I get lucky with that, in the spot that I did Slitherwing, if I get really lucky there again, we'll get Iron Moth in like 5 minutes. I do wonder if that one will work better than Iron Moth, or Slitherwing did, though. I'll have to check to see what typing Slitherwing even is. Because it might be a thing where Iron Moth works better just because it'll be like the only fire type. Always do a TV. Yeah, I mean, I could do the thing in this. Does it work? Yeah, I mean, I could do the zoom in and out thing too. It's just, I think I'd rather I would rather get this one this way. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely ways to make it easier for yourself. And if I was gonna have to do a bunch of these, I would probably do so. But being that I only have a couple of Paradox Pokemon left, and I'm pretty much just going to be satisfied if I have all the Paradox Pokemon shiny before Pokemon Home gets updated, so I'm not really in any rush on that. All my Paradox shinies. No, they are not all in Violet. I've gotten all the ones that are in Scarlet, and now I'm working on all the ones that are in Violet. But they're still in their respective games. Except for Iron Valiant. Because I traded for that one. So that one's also in Scarlet. That's what you meant. Okay. Like I didn't need to go hunt them. Yeah. Yeah, I already have all the Scarlet ones, so... all I need is this one and the Iron Moth, and then... yeah, I mean, we're done with the Paradox Pokemon. And then, yeah, then I get started... oh, that one's gone. Pretty sure that wasn't the shiny. It didn't look like it had silver. It looked more black. But yeah, then I get back into breeding again, which is a little worrying because, again, the whole save glitch issue, but I think I'll be fine on that, honestly. Always fun, yeah. Yeah, I love it when game specifically disables save backup functions because they don't want people to somehow cheat. I mean, we know how they would do it. They'd figure out a way to... Okay. Why is there only one spawned? That's weird. They find a way to, you know, move a Pokemon over... Or have, like, a Pokemon on a save, and then move it somehow, and then reload their backed up save or some shit. But I love how they specifically disabled cloud saves for the Pokemon games, and are also taking their sweet dear time updating the program that lets you, like, you know, store your Pokemon outside of the game. And now also there's a save glitch, so you can just basically straight up lose your save. Or you can get locked out of your save. We don't know if they're actually lost yet. And since Game Freak is incapable of communicating anything, we have no idea if they're even, like, actually aware of the glitch. So who knows if they're able to, if the people who've already had the glitch happen, who knows if they'll be able to recover those saves, or if they're just shit out of luck. Yep, not like I can't just clone your file data or anything, you know? Yeah, not like you can't just go to, like, any of the Twitch channels that just generate Pokemon for you using chat commands. But yeah, I don't think it's a very common issue. And it did seem to be mostly centered around connecting to Pokemon Go with this game in order to get the postcards for Pavilion forms. But, like, still. But yeah, I'm really not too worried about the, I don't know, having my save get borked because I start doing breeding. Because again, I did like last week make a list of all my shinies that I do have in Violet, or in Scarlet rather. And if my save does get fucked up, then, well, speaking of those generating channels, because, like, if I lose them out of no fault of my own, I have no problem making hacked ones. It's just, it would be a lot of work because I then also have to remake basically my entire living dex, at least for Scarlet and Violet, so that would be annoying. Just because that's going to be a lot. I mean, there's over 100 new Pokemon in this game? Annoying, but not impossible. Yeah, no, and it'd be less work than playing through the whole game again, especially if, again, Pokemon Home hasn't or has just been updated. Actually, I would also probably lose the good Pokemon that I used to just cheese through a new playthrough of the game anyways. But, yeah, it's just not something that I want to have to do, but at this point, my desire to, like, get back into breeding is higher than my concern for my save getting borked. That also reminds me, I do actually need to trade for a an Aqua form Tauros. I probably, actually I probably don't have one in this save. But I don't have one in my Scarlet save, which is where I'd want to breed it anyways. But yeah, I want to try and get all the Tauros. Because I already have a shiny Paldean Wooper. And then probably work on the Alolan forms that are available in this game. Because I know, or we assume, and I think it's basically confirmed that it's just, you know, Pokemon Home needs to be updated to be 100% sure, but the Alolan Grimer and Muck, and then Alolan Meowth and Persian are for sure. Hey, there we go. That was nice and quick. Hell yeah. But yeah, basically I want to knock out all the regional variants of Pokemon as shinies first. And then we'll have the Paradox Pokemon, and then I'll get into breeding these starters in this game, I think. Alright. That was not that bad, actually. It does help that, like, the tusks and, like, the wing parts on the back are silver as well. Okay. So let's send out our Moongus for Spore. Okay. Hurts a little bit, but not too bad. There we go. That should give us at least a couple turns to try and get this. So there's 3 turns. I'll start throwing these. This is turn 4. Counting turns, so that way I know when to use my timer balls. This is number 5. Man, I've been having really bad luck with that in Violet. With them breaking out on the last turn. Or on, you know, the last shake. Hello? Hello? Where did it go? Okay, hopefully it glitches back into place and that doesn't, like, break this. Okay, there, nope, okay, that's worrying. It's already asleep. God damn it. Okay, Dusk Ball. What is happening? This is not a glitch I've ever seen before. That almost has me concerned that it... God. I hope it doesn't break because of that. I don't remember what turn this is now. Is your shiny going to be invisible even after catch? Probably not. I mean, I assume that it just... The position of the model got borked. But, you know, now that we catch it, it'll reset. Man, it took an awful long time to show up there. I was a little bit worried. Send to the boxes. So yeah, all we have left is Iron Moth. So let me do this. How much time we got? 10 minutes. Yeah, that was a nice quick shiny. So Since I do still have a couple minutes left on my my sandwich. And we go look for earthworm. So yeah, we'll head out to the desert over here. It should be over here, right? East Province. Yeah, okay. Did I save after? I think I did. I'll save again after I fast travel here. But yeah, let's go try and see if we can find ourselves a blue earthworm. We only have 10 minutes on the sandwich, so I'm not expecting much. Oh, and also apparently Copperaja can also spawn up here. Cool. Oh, and those things. Okay, well. Not sure if we'll end up finding the shiny that we want then. To be fair, I think all of these except for, if it's an actual Copperaja, then I already have one of those shiny, but anything else, I still need to get shinies of, so. It really isn't the end of the world, whatever I get, but again, not too much hope for this one. God, those things are so fast. I should be doing for this one. Just trying to find a good spot for it. There's not really good. I want to just like do picnic resetting and make a bunch of those spawn that way. Or, you know, reset the spawns that way. How about a shiny penny? I'm also worried that if I do get an earthworm, it's gonna like run away on me. Which would be a bit of a problem. What do I still have on this sandwich? Oh, we still got 8 minutes. I figured we'd like burned through half of our remaining time already. Just breakdancing for a second there. Do they have those group raids like in Sword and Shield? What do you mean by group raids? You just mean like just like the Dynamax raids? Because there are those in this. Well, except not Dynamax, they're Terrestrialized raids, but a mystery and a no, the Dynamax adventures aren't in this in any way yet. There's kind of an assumption we'll get something similar to that in one of the DLC. But yeah, currently that is not a thing. That was fun in Sword and Shield. I feel like I'm one of the only people who really did not enjoy those. I mean, there's definitely worse things in games, but I didn't like a lot of the mechanics of that. Specifically, my main thing is I don't like not having any control over my Pokemon, or having very little control over like what Pokemon I use, is what I meant to say. And then also the just incredibly awful AI made it way, way more difficult than it needed to be a lot of the time. Like, not getting your lives back after you beat a battle was really annoying. Again, specifically because of the AI. So you just burn through lives for no reason because they would just make the worst choices. It was meant to be a different experience you can run with players, not AI. Yes, but then it's either like obviously if you can play with a group, then yeah, they're definitely a lot more fun. But like if you're using like randoms, just matchmaking, then it's like, okay, well, what's gonna be worse? Hey, okay. I wasn't actually expecting to get anything out of that. Also, I didn't realize it stood out that much. Damn. But yeah, I don't know. I just, like, random people online, I don't know if they're going to be necessarily any better than the AI. But, I mean, honestly, just the fact... There we go. Nice quick catch. Just the fact that the AI dying doesn't count against you in Scarlet and Violet makes me way more hopeful for how, even if it was like exactly the same except for that change in mechanics, would definitely make the terrestrialized adventures, or whatever they want to call them, way better. What do we got? We still got 5 minutes. Let's keep looking around. See what we can find. Hopefully not another Q font, but definitely seems to be the most common thing to spawn. And some of these, like the rooms, I'm not sure if I'd be able to tell if they're shiny or not. I know what the shiny is supposed to look like, but they're like so small. You may actually choose Scarlet if you ever get this gen. It would definitely make it easier for you to trade for the Violet exclusive Pokemon than to have Violet and need to trade for the Scarlet exclusives, because, well, I guess once Home is updated, it won't be nearly as bad. But yeah, way more people bought Violet than people bought Scarlet this generation. And it makes it a lot harder to find the Scarlet Pokemon because of that. Because everyone's like trying to trade their Violet Pokemon away for Scarlet Pokemon, but no one else needs the Violet Pokemon because they already have Violet. That's what you figured, yeah. Which I am surprised by, only because I feel like for content creators, I feel like way more content creators were playing Scarlet, but the like vast majority of people bought Violet. Unless they're you. Yeah, well, even I wouldn't have bought both copies of the game if it weren't for the fact that you can't breed the Paradox Pokemon. If you could breed the Paradox Pokemon, then it would have been easier, or it would have been a lot cheaper. I was gonna say easier, but more so cheaper, for me to have just like gotten one of each of the Paradox Pokemon in trades. And then just bred everything in Scarlet, and then I wouldn't have had to buy the same game twice. But, as I've mentioned a few times, I definitely have gotten my money's worth out of both copies of the game. So it's not like it was a, I don't know. Maybe not breed them, but being able to, like, clone them or something. Yeah, I just wish there was a way, you know, to do that. Like you said, you don't necessarily have to call it breeding, but have it be, you know, something. But, I mean, typically there's, like, something in every gen that is a, it's a Pokemon that can't be bred for whatever reason. Like in Sword and Shield, the new fossil Pokemon, being that they really weren't actually Pokemon, they were just multiple different Pokemon smashed together because reasons. But so, like, that makes sense. Well, I mean, it makes sense from a logical perspective. They're like, okay, well, this is, like, not an actual creature. This is an abomination. You shouldn't be able to breed that. I mean, you wouldn't be able to breed anyways, right? Most likely. And, like, yeah, it makes sense why the super old Pokemon, or, you know, I mean, the robot Pokemon especially, are, like, not capable of being, of breeding. It just sucks that that's the case. At least in this game, they're not as bad to shiny hunt. I am not looking forward to the day when I need to do the fossil hunts in Sword and Shield. Oh, okay, I think our sandwich is over. No, it's not. How did those two spawn? That was odd. I wonder if that's like a set spawn, because they both spawn next to each other too, huh? That was like on the other side of the planet from a game. What are we doing here? I want to say that Orthworm might be one of the worst offenders of, like, running into you when you're way far away. Take us back to Gen 1, steal the cloning device they used on Mew. Yeah, we'll see. It would be nice if they introduced some way to do that type of stuff. Even if it is kind of like a different mechanic. In fact, honestly, it might be better if it's a different mechanic, right? Just to have a little bit more variety. Okay, now I think the sandwich is done. But hey, that was pretty good. We got 2 shinies. Again, I'm not at, like, best odds here, so anytime I can get a lot of shinies, it's a good time. But yeah, I was also really not expecting to grab myself a Q-Font. Okay, let's go ahead and check them for marks. Oh, we got a mark on you. Absent-minded. Awesome. Okay, so let's go ahead and save again. Where's the shiny box, though? That's a good question. Oh, because I don't actually have, like, a dedicated box for shinies yet. Whoops. But, I feel like I have more shinies in this, don't I? Oh, I definitely have more shinies. I really need to organize my boxes, because I definitely have a couple more shinies somewhere in this. Oh, is this it? Yeah, so there's a random shiny that I got during the playthrough. That Shelgon is not shiny. We had this random shiny. And then these guys here. That might be it for my shinies, actually. Should be something I do off stream then. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to do it right now. I just wanted to go look for them. Okay. Let's get back up here. We'll do at least one Iron Moth sandwich. We'll see. It might take me a little bit with this sandwich to find a good spot. So we'll see how this goes. Hey, what's up, Jed? Welcome back in. Yeah, I missed a couple of shinies. Also, what is that emote? That emote is adorable. Scump wiggle. Alright. So yeah, just to show you, we got our iron shreds and we got our Q font, which also reminds me. I need to change my title. Alright, so yeah, we're going to work on Iron Moth. Hopefully we can get this tonight. But we'll see. Did I just break it? Okay. Oh, let me do this. We did just save, so we're fine. I think some of the glitches I've been having. Let me just go ahead and reset the game real quick. That little, the iron shred glitching out was a little worrying. Just a little bit. And then the game kind of hitching there. Maybe for the best. Alright, try this again. Watch it just like outright crash this time. Was it invisible? It wasn't invisible, but it like warped off screen. Like you could see it for like one frame as it like flew off into the sky. It was when we were like already in the battle with it, so it was fine, but it was a little worrying. Alright. Potentially this could be our last Herba Mystica sandwich in Violet, because at least until the DLC comes out, there's nothing else that I like have to do in this game. Obviously, we'll be playing Scarlet plenty, but Violet itself, we might not be needing to do many more of these. Starter hunt. Well, but that's I'll breed for that in Scarlet. And also for that, I wouldn't be really using the shiny sandwiches anyways. Honestly, I might not even need to be doing many more of these sandwiches even in Scarlet. In fact, actually, until the DLC comes out, there's nothing that I have to use these sandwiches for in Scarlet, because I also got all my Paradox Pokemon in that. But there might be a couple where it's like, you know what, this is a pretty easy hunt. Like Cloth, I'll probably do Cloth, and I don't know what else I would do, though. But I'm sure there's a couple. Was DLC already announced? Yeah, on Pokemon Day at the end of February. They announced that we're getting 2 DLC again. One will be coming in fall of this year, and one will be coming in winter of this year. So a little bit later than last year. Or last year, but last gen, where we got one in summer and then one in winter. Nope. Come on. Alright, off we go. See, I think I'm probably just gonna hunt this, like, right in the entrance area of this, this zone. But we'll see. Man, you cannot tell. Oh my god, and they fly up into the sky. Oh, this is gonna suck. This hunt is gonna suck. I knew it was gonna be bad, but wow. Oh, that's gonna be rough. If they get high enough, do they, despawn? They didn't fly for you? Well, oh, whoops, that was the wrong one. God, yeah. Yeah, that's a bit of a problem. And I have to, like, run up to them before they can get too high or I can't fucking see them. Also, I don't know how I'm supposed to hit those ones. Yeah, like, how would I even be supposed to hit some of those things? Yeah, they're gone. So how am I supposed to be able to shiny hunt this? Because if it just flies away, then I'm fucked, right? I might need to, like, not do this one right now. In front of first building. See, now these ones aren't flying away. That's just so weird that they did that on that one. For yours, Jed, did you just, like, go in and out of the building to reset their spawns, I'm guessing? That's so weird that all of those did that in that spot, but now, like, none of the rest are doing it. I could just do this kind of similar to how I do the ones in the caves. There's a long pathway, you just went up and down the hill. Okay. I mean, as long as they're not flying into the air, I'm fine. It's just when they were ascending into heaven, that was a little bit of a problem there. So I wonder, do they, like, only do that in that one area? That's so weird. That's such weird behavior. I'm not worried about Talonflame. First station to the rock area where you hunted Iron Thorns. Okay. That'll work for me. I think there's one in the wall there. It's a bit of a problem. Because, yeah, that very first area, that's where I did a Slitherwing. Which went extremely quickly for me. I think I got that in, like, less than 5 minutes. We've had such good luck recently, I would not be surprised if this one takes me 3 or 4 sandwiches. You want to play some Pokemons now? Sadly sold. All your Nintendo handhelds? Oh. Sorry to hear that. I'm sure Depending on which games you want to play, but I'm sure something like a DS is pretty easy to find used now. Or you could do an emulator on PC, or on it, even on your phone. I'm sure I know there's phone emulators because I've used them before. Oh, there's an item up here. You're in a financially tight spot. No, no worries. I've been there. Yeah, emulators are always an option. If you don't care about importing into home anyways. Although, actually, I don't know. I wonder if the Switch emulator might work with Pokemon Home. It's possible. I'm sure there's some workarounds to do it, but I believe people got like emulated stuff to work with Pokemon Bank. I do find it really funny though how much better the emulated stuff runs than the actual hardware. Like the ROM hack for a BDSP that already exists, and it like runs at 60 FPS on the emulator. It's like, wow, this is like what the Pokemon game should actually look like, because this is only one of the most valuable franchises literally ever. Game Freak. But yeah, granted, that ROM hack is, like, not flawless. Well, I don't know if it's the ROM hack or just the emulator or what, but it's not flawless yet. Like, there's definitely a lot of graphical issues. Not in terms of, like, frame rate, but in terms of, like artifacting and stuff like that. I think I'll just kind of come to here, back up to this bend, and then double back. I'll just make that our route. Yeah, Baines, you can always look up, like, try and find a used Switch or something. Especially now with the Switch OLED having been out for a little bit. I'm sure there's some that have made their way into, you know, like used game stores, or just people trying to sell their old Switch on Craigslist because they don't need it. I don't know why I'm going this far up. I literally just said I wasn't going to do that. You're so nervous you're going to miss the shiny. Yeah, there's a very good chance that I'll miss it. Also part of why I'm kind of expecting this to take like 4 or 5 sandwiches. Because even when the shiny does spawn, I mean, that's not very obvious. Fortunately, these things aren't aggressive, so I can actually, like, pause for a moment and, like, look at them closely. Near town, people tend to only sell stuff if it's broken. Ow. Most obvious part is the horns turning silver. Yeah, but it just sucks because you can't really see the horns from behind it. I mean, you can a little bit, but it's not very obvious. For a second there, before it turned, the, like, horn did not look red, and I almost got very excited. That's annoying. I can miss a shiny just because it, like, spawns down there. I'm also sure there's probably going to be a shiny that spawns behind me. I just don't see it because I keep running and it leaves spawn distance. Alright. Man, I really hope one day we stop getting bad shinies. Because this is another one of those ones where it's like, well, sure, it's not like a puke green Stantler, right? One of those ones where it doesn't stick out, or it sticks out, but it's like really ugly looking. Like, I think I still prefer this one over something like Stantler. Or like Rattata or stuff like that. But at the same time, and at least with this one, it's sticking to the theme, right? That all the Violet Paradox Pokemon have. The not being, just not being painted, basically. But, like, man, it still isn't a good shiny. Despite not being the worst shiny, it's not a good one. Because it's just so not interesting. Like, I think sometimes the ones that you can't tell are okay. Like, I kind of like how they did Togekiss, where it they just swapped the green and the blue and the red spots on it. But like, there's no way that you're able to like tell that without like the shiny effect going off. But I think it's okay because it's kind of funny, right? But this is just like, eh. But I think I'll still take this over the ugly shinies. Because, like, this is, you know, you'd still want to use this online, right? Because it's like, okay, well, you can't really tell, but, like, the shiny effect goes off anyways, and I don't know. It's like, it's still kind of a flex, right? Whereas something like a Stantler or a Weirdeer, I guess now, it's just like, oh god, like, I don't want to like use that just because it looks so bad. We shiny hunt for the little symbol marking that claims it's special, yeah. Or like people now that want to hunt for a specific mark. Especially if you want it shiny with a specific mark, oh god. Alrighty. How much time we got? We're already halfway into this. Granted, I spent a couple minutes being very confused by that first area of them just deciding to peace out. I'm glad that's just like something about that area, though. That isn't normal behavior. I do really wonder what it is that makes them do that in that spot, though. Like, is that somehow supposed to be intended behavior? Like, in, you know, at least in some places? Which is just like, why would you do that? I mean, it kind of seems cool, but then, like, they're intentionally leaving the area so you can't encounter them. It's kind of a problem. Shiny hunting for a specific mark is kind of insane, coming to someone who hunted shiny alphas. Yeah. Well, Toon Fairy, you say it means nothing, but actually, if you import a Pokemon, an alpha Pokemon into this game, they do have their own special mark. So I think it's something like the former alpha is the title that it gets. Kind of like how the Titan Pokemon in this game, if you go and actually like catch the Titan Pokemon after you do the story stuff, it has a special mark of the former Titan. So like Orthworm, the former Titan. But yeah, I wonder if they will bring back alphas in some way in future gens. These marks that you're talking about make me think of CSGO knife patterns. I mean, kind of, basically. It just gives some like extra flavor text to the name of the Pokemon. So for instance, the Q font that I got, when you have that mark like actually selected for it to be used, it comes out or when you use it in battle, it will say like Q font the absent-minded or whatever the mark I got on that was, which is pretty cool. Factory new shiny Pokemon. God, I know Nintendo will never do this, and I'm glad they won't, because it would be a little bit It would be very toxic to do this. But could you imagine if the Pokemon games had a real money transaction like market, like CS:GO does? Oh, okay, I get what you kind of mean, Baines. Gotcha. So, like, besides the skins, also they can have, like, different kind of differences between them, besides, like, the, you know, the wear level. Please, no, yeah. Like, I don't want them to do that just because that is gonna get abused so badly. And it would just be like a hellscape for Game Freak and Nintendo to deal with. But also, God, can you imagine how much money they would make off of that? But there's just no way for them to do that even if they wanted to right now, because of how insecure all the stuff for this is. Because again, you can just go to a channel to generate Pokemon, and yeah, they would absolutely crack down more on that stuff. But like, you know, people would still do it offline and shit, right? So it would be bad. Can I get a stat track Pokemon? That would actually be kind of cool, honestly. Just like something that kept track of how many knockouts your Pokemon has or something like that. Buy some more keys, God. Oh, God. I was gonna say Pokemon doesn't need microtransactions. It's already manipulative enough at times. But then I remember that Pokemon Go exists. It's like, oh. Which actually is probably just all the more example of why they need to not ever do anything like that. Because, God, the microtransactions in Go would be utterly useless but worth it. Yeah. Be funny though if like your Pokemon just had like a little name badge thing that it wore when you sent it out in battle that like displayed how many knockouts or whatever your stat is. Go is a huge money sink, especially for shut-ins. Well, the problem is that people don't realize like 9 times out of 10 it's just cheaper to just buy the skins you want. Like, obviously, if you're, like, a streamer doing case openings or whatever, then, like, okay, yeah, because you're making money on your spending money, but... yeah, most of the time, it's like, even if it's an expensive skin that you want, it's probably more so the case if it's an expensive skin, the amount of cases you're going to have to open just to get that skin is just going to be a nightmare. And yeah, you can sell the skins, but like, you're not gonna get enough hits to make money on it or even break even. Hey, Valstreo. Welcome in. It's going all right. We've gotten a couple shinies here tonight. Just working on probably the worst of the Paradox Pokemon for, yeah, the shiny hunt. Because unfortunately, only the red horns and a little bit of red on the inside of the wings there changes to silver. Nice thing, though, is keys aren't tradable, but cases do have market value. Yeah. I mean, they're not worth a lot, typically. Especially if it's not, like, an older case. But yeah, that's why I like Steam trading cards. Because they're, like... You know, if you don't care about them, it's just like a free, or not free, but you know, it's like a 30-cent discount or something on whatever game you're playing, because you just go and sell them on the market. Actually, a lot of older cases have gone up. Well, that's what I meant, right? Like an older case that isn't really going to be dropping anymore, but might, you know, still have skins that people want. Whereas if it's like a brand new case, it's only worth like 10 cents or something. Yeah, I do have 3 cents, yeah. But, I mean, you know, it's basically a discount on your next game. And it can, like, still stack with, like, normal sales and stuff, too. But yeah, that's why, like, there's some games on Steam that I've actually gotten, like, the trading cards for. Like, I did it for Stardew Valley, you know, stuff like that. Stuff where it's like a game that I really enjoyed and loved. But most games I just sell the trading cards. And then by the time that like the next sale comes by, I have like an extra $1 off that I can use, basically, right? Plus, you can, like, keep getting more trading card drops, too. Even after you've, like, gotten all of your guaranteed drops, just, like, over time, as cards actually get used up to make badges, Steam will just randomly, give out a card, you know, card packs for that game. So every, like, couple or few months for me, I'll just, like, randomly have a new card pack out of my inventory. It's like, oh, okay. I guess I'll open this up to see if there's a foil in there, but I'm just going to sell them all anyways. That is one thing that maybe I shouldn't do, is actually open those before selling them. Because typically the pack is worth more than the cards inside. Because, you know, everyone's doing the same thing that I'm doing, is where you're trying to see if there's a foil card. But also at the same time, it's like, well, if there is a foil card, you know, those can actually be worth like, you know, full dollar amounts. Whereas if I sell the pack by itself without opening, it's usually, you usually only make like an extra penny. Nice to get that one foil that's worth $10, yeah. To be fair, typically in that stuff, those aren't going to be worth a lot, the foils. It's usually only when a game comes out that stuff is worth a lot. Just because, you know, there aren't many of them out yet. Like, when Goat Simulator originally came out years and years ago, I had a foil card drop on day one. So that game was like 80% paid for after playing it for like 2 hours, which was awesome. Talking more the rare instance, yeah. But yeah, I love the way the community marketplace stuff works on Steam. Even though I know it's like absolutely just a way for Valve to make even more money without doing basically any, well, I shouldn't say without doing any work, because obviously it all had to be designed and programmed and stuff, but I mean, it's, they basically don't need to do much with it anymore, and it just racks in money, especially for stuff like, you know, TF2, Counter-Strike, games that, you know, just have like a huge install base that absolutely will like play the or will buy the shit out of items. Alright, the sandwich is just about done here. I'll definitely try another. Let's make sure we've actually burned through the sandwich fully. My friend used to trade on the market. Yep. There's shine, or not an iron moth. Yeah, used to trade on the market, kept making money, although never had to pay for his games after that. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's definitely ways to, like, take advantage of that and, basically, yeah, like you said, just end up with free games, but... But either you have to buy a crap ton of games to make that work, to where, like, you're just passively, getting enough money off of the cards that, like, anything new that you're buying is, like... Either you need a ton, or you need to be really smart with how you're doing that stuff. And at the end of the day, like, Valve doesn't give a shit, right? Because Valve still gets their cut from every transaction. Both Valve and the developer each get 1 penny. That's why, like, the minimum sale price on the marketplace is 3 cents, because Valve gets their penny, the developer gets their penny, and then, because you're selling it, you get your penny out of it. I think it's supposed to be 10% for Valve and 10% for the developer, but, like, it can never be less than 1 penny. He's doing CSGO skins. Yeah, I mean, that's going to be a little bit more, what was it that I need? Oh, right, this, duh. Yeah, that's going to be a little bit more easy to game than just the, oh, damn it, I hit the wrong button. Than just, trying to game the, trading card system, but... Alright. We'll do this. This will probably be the last sandwich for the night. Unless I'm, like, really feeling it after this one. But we'll see. But who knows? Maybe we'll get lucky. We'll get this, this iron moth here. And then we'll just be... set. I don't have to worry about Paradox Pokemon anymore, because this is my last one. Though again, I might at some point go and hunt for another Iron Valiant, being that the only one that I've traded for is well, Iron Valiant. It's kind of like, I know there's a good spot for it too. I don't know if it's the same as that rock spot. But I know people have mentioned that there's a really good spot for it. But we'll see. Maybe I'll do that off stream or something like that. But for right now, this is the only one I still need. Why do I always toss off the top bun? Because you don't need it, and there's a chance it'll knock off ingredients. And if ingredients fall off, then you don't get the same sandwich. It might be possible that, like, sometimes you can, like, lose one out of an ingredient and be fine. But in general, it's not worth doing it. Since you don't actually have to put the top bun on it. Okay. Iron Moth round 2. Wow, that's a whole bunch that have spawned here. Alright, head back down here. I'm definitely always going to be scared that there's going to be one that like spawns behind me as I'm running. And then despawns because I get out of range. I do want to say that I've heard before that there is like something in the mechanics of the game that tries to keep shiny Pokemon from despawning. Or at least it's less aggressive about despawning the shiny Pokemon, but that also could have just been something I heard on Reddit, and we know how Reddit is, so... But I would have to imagine that at a certain point it doesn't matter, and if you just like keep running away, it will just be completely despawned. Probably just a hopeful Poke person. Yeah, I mean there is a thing where like if you're doing the auto battling, right, your Pokemon will not ever fight the shiny Pokemon. So it's actually a good way to check for shinies on Pokemon that aren't very obvious, which actually this is not a bad one to do that with. Because if you send out your Pokemon and it doesn't fight it, then it's shiny. So something like, you know, your Gengars, your Garchomps, even like Tauros, you know, being that isn't super obvious. And by Tauros, I mean Paldean Tauros. Normal Tauros, Cantonian Tauros, is very obvious as a shiny. Because it just, much like Stantler, like we were talking about earlier, it just turns green. Okay. God, I love how many of these it spawns down here, though. I guess it makes sense, though, right? Because if you're in the same area for a little bit, it'll definitely fill up all 15 of those spawns that are supposed to exist. Uh-oh, some of them are ascending again. That's not good. Though at least these are, like, low enough I might be able to hit them. God, that was so weird. I want to, like, maybe after we get this shiny, like, go back up there and see if that's normal, or if just, like, something really bizarre happened in that spot. Or maybe try a couple different spots. Yeah, anyways, I don't know. It would make sense if there was some... I was not very close to that. I mean, it had to, like, teleport it closer to me to make it work. Really hope you hit the shiny tonight, too. Yeah, that would be awesome. I'm going to start getting into breeding. I don't know what I was about to say. I was gonna say something right before that thing encountered me, and I forgot what it was. Oh, I think, yeah, so it would make sense that there's, like, something to help with the shinies, to help them not despawn. And there was that spot that I'm still not 100% sure what happened with it, but I had a shiny Dunsparce spawn on the other side of the fence. Like kind of like right here, it like spawned on the other side of this fence, and then as I was saving to go get it, it jumped off the cliff and despawned. I was like, oh, cool. That was nice of you. And then when I went back, like, so I, you know, it was down in the cave, so I was at the top, ran all the way back down. I knew it wasn't going to be down there. I didn't even bother checking for it down there. Ran back up, and another shiny had spawned in the exact same spot. And it does make me kind of wonder, like, maybe it, like, the game had recognized what had happened, and it, like, when I came back, it respawned it for me. So I know you can decrease the spawn rate of other mons, but can you increase the mon? So that's what you're actually doing. You aren't decreasing the other spawns in doing this. You're increasing these spawns. And with a if you have encounter level 3 on your sandwich, then it will basically only Pokemon of this type can be spawning. So like only fire Pokemon can spawn here right now. So all 15 of the active like spawns will always be taken up by a fire type Pokemon. So you're not really decreasing the others, you're just making it impossible for them to spawn because they just don't have any spaces to. No shiny yet? Nope, no shiny yet, Jed. But again, we're running 1 in 1,000 odds right now, so it's not too crazy. But yeah, and you don't, in theory, you don't have to run, like, the level 3 encounter stuff for sandwiches. Oh, okay, so they do that sometimes. Although at least that one's in a spot that I could probably get to it. That was interesting. I was saying, yeah, you could do, like, a level 2 encounter. The thing is, so shiny power and tidal power, which is for the marks, are either they don't activate or they're level 3. They can never be level 1 or level 2, which is kind of annoying. Honestly, I wish that wasn't a thing. In fact, I assumed it wasn't a thing because it was like, okay, why would there be a level 3 if there's not level 1 and level 2? And everything else has a level 1, 2, and 3, right? But those ones are special for some reason. And so typically, if you're going to be doing that, how the mechanics of the sandwiches work, you're typically not going to be seeing anything but like another level 3 for your third slot, for your third power on the sandwich. So you're pretty much always going to be wanting to make the sandwiches that give you encounter level 3. Because it's also just like at that point, why not? Like, why have a chance of other stuff spawning too? But in some spots, like with the Larvitar, Bagon, and Sableye spot, you know, you can actually get away with doing a level 2 because it's like, it's going to be almost exclusively the stuff that you want, and occasionally you'll get like the other one that you don't want. You've never actually done shiny hunting, only reason you ask. No worries. Gives me something to talk about, so I'm not going to complain. Yep, okay. I just wasn't paying attention to the screen for a moment. I ran right into that. But yeah, the sandwiches are an interesting mechanic. I definitely don't hate it as... I disagree a little bit with that one. I definitely don't hate this mechanic for shiny hunting. It's not like the Poke Radar and BDSP where it's like, I did everything right and I still lost my chain. Why? I don't know. That's like the only thing I don't like about the sandwiches, honestly, is just the there not being a level 1 or level 2 shiny level power. Also, I mean, I kind of just don't enjoy the encounter hunts as much as I had hoped to anyways. But part of that's just, like, a lot of the shinies are really hard to tell. Like, even more so than this one. And, like, if you stop for half a second to look at the Pokemon, then something will run up and attack you. Like with Tauros, that would happen and stuff. But we'll see. Once I start doing some breeding stuff, I'll try and mix in some of these encounters as well. Especially, again, for stuff like Cloth. Cloth would be a good one. I want to say there is a good spot for Orthworm. I just, like, didn't know where that spot was when I was doing it earlier. But yeah, like, obviously, starters I have to breed for. There's literally no way around that. And then, some of the harder to see stuff. Any, like, water Pokemon. So, like, I forget the name of it. The one that's, like, insanely fast in the water right now. Vuvuzelia, or whatever the fuck it's called. That, like, stuff like that I'm definitely going to breed, because I'm just not even going to mess with trying to capture the stuff in the water. I know the big whale thing might be a possibility, but in general. Veluza, okay. I thought it was something like that, but calling Vuvuzelia was funnier. Actually, I don't think I'm saying that right. I think it's just Vuvuzela. I'm, like, adding extra syllables to it. Anyways, whatever. What's the application that's keeping track of your shiny dexes? Supereffective.gg is the website. There should be a link to it somewhere in, like, my profile or my, like, the boxes, in the About section. But yeah, it's just a website. I used to use, and it's, like, you have to, like, actually navigate to the Living Dexes section, but that's, like, right at the top bar of it. But yeah, I was using PokédexTracker.com. As, like, very simple name. But they were slower about updating than even Game Freak is about updating Pokemon Home, or whoever the developer is, Ilka, I guess. Yeah, they took so long to update that I assumed that they had actually abandoned that website. And so I switched over, and then, like, a week after I switched over, they finally updated for Legends Arceus and BDSP. I was like, cool. Thanks, guys. But yeah, like, I had waited, like, a good month or two after the Pokemon Home update for Arceus came out. Because, like, my logic was, you know, they should honestly have had that update ready to go on the day, like, pretty much right when Pokemon Home updated, right? Because they basically already had all the information. You know, it's not like they need to track your stats or anything, because it's just manually clicking the button that says, yes, I got this Pokemon as a shiny. So there's no actual, like, information stored about the Pokemon other than that, right? But yeah, so I figured, like, okay, that should be done pretty quick. And then I'm waiting, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting, and there's no updates on their Twitter, there's nothing on their GitHub. In fact, the only thing they had updated on their GitHub over in, like, multiple months was they added more, like, I don't know if they used a Patreon or whatever, but basically, you know, more paid supporters, and they're like, thank you, README file. And yeah, I was just waiting for, it felt like months, and this again was after the Pokemon Home update came out. I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm just gonna change over to this other one. I don't 100% like the super effective one, just in that their forms dex is a little bit needless in how many Pokemon it has, because it like includes the base forms of Pokemon, and it also includes stuff like Own Temple Rockruff, which I understand when Own Temple Rockruff evolves, it gets a special form as opposed to with its other abilities, but Own Temple Rockruff in and of itself is not a unique form. What are we doing here, guys? But yeah, I was like, okay, I guess I have to do it. Plus, I didn't want to update to it or swap over to it anyways, because it was just a lot of work to do that. And then, yeah, right after that, super effective, or not super effective, Pokedex tracker updated. I was like, okay, that's cool. Guess you were just waiting for me to leave the platform. You think that's super effective, just waiting on home support? Yeah, I would assume so. I mean, we don't 100% know what the order of the new Pokemon is going to be in the new National Dex. Or not new, but in the updated National Dex. So it's possible that they might, like, take them a day or two. Just because they might have to, like, reorder some of that stuff. But yeah, I mean, in theory, all of, like, the information that they really need, they pretty much already have. So I would expect that super effective is going to be pretty quick. You def set up every dex you could just to keep track of everything you can. Yeah. I mean, I do actually have 2 dexes set up in super effective right now, because I have one for somewhat keeping track of my shiny Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet while we wait on the Pokemon Home update. Which reminds me, I need to actually go and update that again at some point here. You don't mind the useless forms, you just really like having everything in one page. Yeah. I mean, for the most part, it doesn't matter. It's mostly just stuff like something like the Zygardes or whatever, where it's like, okay, these are actually kind of a pain in the ass to get all of those. And again, it's like not really its own form, it's just a different ability that can give it a different form, but it not in that form. I don't know. But yeah, it's not really the end of the world. Do you know if the Switch can play DS Pokemon? No, it cannot. At least currently. The Switch is not backwards compatible with any old cartridges for sure. And pretty much most older games aren't supported on it. Though there is some stuff through Nintendo Switch Online. But the newest of that stuff is Game Boy Advance. So, with a couple of exceptions for like GameCube and Wii and Wii U games that have been specifically ported. But there's been nothing for that for Pokemon yet. And like even of the Nintendo Switch Online stuff, there's no Pokemon games in that, or no mainline Pokemon games. There is old school Pokemon Snap. And they actually just added Pokemon Stadium on the N64 emulators, which is cool. And we're kind of hoping at some point here we're going to get the first 3 gens of Pokemon games. Because, like, everyone really expected it for Pokemon Day this year, because a couple weeks before that, so like, you know, beginning of February, Nintendo added the Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance emulators. And there was no mention at all of the Pokemon games in that, other than, I believe, the Pokemon trading card game for Game Boy is going to be coming at some point. But, you know, again, not the mainline games. And I was like, well, okay, Pokemon Day is in like 3 weeks. Surely they're going to like shadow drop some of the games, or they'll announce that they're coming to NSO or something. Nothing. We got nothing. And then the copium theory that everyone was huffing on real hard was that they're holding off on doing that until the 3DS eShop is completely offline, which it is. You can't access the 3DS eShop anymore. So even if you had a title that you had bought, if you didn't already have it downloaded by this point, you have no way to go back and access that anymore. Which sucks. I mean, it's going to happen eventually, but also it feels a little bit early. I don't know. Because I'm pretty sure, like, the PS3 still works. Their online shop. Although, I think maybe the PS Vita one got shut down, so maybe it isn't that surprising, but also that's the Vita. So, you know, nothing too special there. Not the eShop, yeah. Or they're just going to remaster the older games like BDSP. Maybe. I mean, we'll probably get something for like a Gen 5 remake. But like, I don't know. We assumed that after they took down the eShop completely, and they weren't selling the first and second gen games on the 3DS anymore, that maybe that was going to be when they start putting them on NSO or selling them on the Switch or something. You know, so they could try and get every last penny they could out of the 3DS, and then immediately sell you the same games again on the Switch. But yeah, we haven't heard or seen anything about that yet. So we'll see. Yeah, I would expect that they'll... I don't know why they haven't done it already, honestly, but even if they're going to sell them and aren't going to, like, you know, just put them on NSO, like, those games are already released, right? The emulator already supports them. And, like, they literally don't need to do anything. They need to, like, put them on the store, and that's it. And it's just going to start printing money for them. So it's so weird that they don't have, they haven't done that yet. Because, like, even, like, trading and stuff, all that stuff works with the emulators. So the only thing that anyone can think of that would be holding them back is trying to make it work with Pokemon Home. But, like, I feel like even that won't be that difficult. Because, like, your saves for NSO games are saved locally. It's not like there's some weird cloud save thing going on. Like, those are locally. And, yeah, it's going to be more work to dig through those because you have to dig through all of the NSO, or at least that platform's saves. But, like, I imagine they can figure out how to do it. Does Area 0 have any special Easter egg or secret area? Not that I know of. I mean, the only thing that I could kind of think of is the area where you find Roaring Moon. And that little, like, kind of hidden cave down at the bottom. Or not, like, the bottom in the underground area, but, like, kind of right before you go down into the underground. There's another spot where there's that hidden cave in the wall. But, I mean, other than that, I don't think there's really any Easter eggs or anything. Honestly, come to think of it, I feel like there aren't really many Easter eggs in this game, like, at all. Oh god, we've already almost burned through this entire sandwich. Maybe I'll do one more sandwich here. Actually, probably not. I need to, like, make sure I get stuff uploaded and whatnot tonight. We have been going up for almost 2 hours as well. Plus, we did get 2 shinies. We could still get the 3rd right now, too. But I don't think we will. There's always tomorrow. But yeah, it'd be so nice to get those older games on the Switch. Like, the thing with DS games is there is some trouble with, like, just straight up porting those because you have to figure out how you want to handle it being the dual screen system, right? You can obviously do it. I mean, it's just figuring out how you want to do it and all that, which is, you know, some work. But Gens 1 through 3 are just a single screen. And again, literally we already have the emulators for them on the Switch. It's like, and we know they work because people who are running hacked Switches have already, like, loaded the ROMs into the Switch, and they just run on the emulators just fine. But especially with Gen 2, in Gen 2, the shininess of a Pokemon, or if it was shiny basically, was determined by its base stats, or not base stats, but the equivalent to IVs. I think it was a little bit different system in Gen 2, but whatever the equivalent was, right? So there was a way to have, like, Pokemon have, like, stupidly good shiny odds. Like, if you already had a shiny Pokemon, you can actually breed for more pretty easily. Because since it was determined by stats, and your stats, you know, breed down, at least to some extent. So it was just like, you can do that pretty easily. Also, in Crystal, you get, like, 2 egg Pokemon as gifts, right? You get the Togepi, which I think the Togepi had, like, some special, or, like, really good odds for shinies. But also you get another egg Pokemon later that's either, like, an Elekid or a Magby, or I think a couple other Pokemon it could be. But that was, like, absurdly high shiny odds. Like, I want to say something like 1 in 10 or something like that. So it'd be nice to have the Gen 2 games just for that. But also, I've never played any of the Gen 3 games. I never played the original Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald. I didn't play the remakes on the 3DS. And I never played Fire Red or Leaf Green either. I was actually considering doing, like, a ROM or something recently. But then we were like, oh wait, we might actually get the Pokemon games on Switch soon, so there's no point in me doing that. But now we don't know, and now I'm just like, okay. Talking about all these older Pokemon games makes me want to replay Pokemon Ranger. God. That was the one that, like, destroyed DS screens, right? Because you had to, like, spin in a circle on the touchscreen, basically. Yeah, the Ranger trapping device, jeez. But originally that was the main way to get... Oh, yep, our sandwich is over. That was the main way to get Manaphy, right? And Fiona as a result of that as well. So you had to, like, transfer over the egg from Ranger to the DS games or something like that. Okay, well... We didn't get, hello? That was weird. There was, like, a huge delay between me hitting A and it, like, bringing up the menu there. Yeah, so we didn't get our Iron Moth tonight, but that's fine. We can always work on that some more tomorrow. Game plan for this week is obviously today we did this. Tomorrow, technically the raid will be out, the new Typhlosion raids, but there's no way I'm going to have a strategy for that yet. So we'll just do more shiny hunting tomorrow, just more of this. If like somehow we get this and there's like a really good strategy already for Typhlosion, then maybe we'll try it, but I'm not going to bet on it. So most likely the raid will be, I'll do that on Friday. And then Saturday, I'll probably do Pokemon Stadium for a little bit. Because I've never actually played Pokemon Stadium, and since it just got added to Nintendo Switch Online, it's a good time as ever to check it out. Unfortunately, you can't import any of your own Pokemon into that. It's only the rental Pokemon, and boy, do the rental Pokemon suck. But, well, we'll play for a little bit, like I usually try and do with the NSO games. And then Sunday, I'll probably, if somehow we haven't gotten Iron Moth yet, by Sunday, then I mean, we'll keep working on this. Or we might switch over to start breeding in Scarlet. I might start breeding my Tauros. We'll see. Eventually, I will get back to doing a Lowland Raichu. But that might be in like a week or two. Because, you know, there's not really many people watching that the Let's Go games on Twitch. So just for the moment, I'm taking a break from that. Well, a break after one stream of it. But we will get to it, back to it eventually. It's not going to be like a Registeel or Suicune where I've basically abandoned those hunts. I swear I'll get back to those too at some point. But yeah, anyways, that's the plan for this next week. And if you guys want to check out the YouTube channel, youtube.com/@PanicosGaming. I also have all my old content up there. All the streams from last week are up, the few that I did. And I am going to be starting to upload those, the highlights of the shinies, which I have to make a couple more of those now after today. But I'll be uploading those over the coming days as well. But yeah, I mean, pretty much all my old shiny hunts and playthroughs and stuff go up on my YouTube channel, and they should all be in slightly higher quality because it's, I'm not limited to 6,000 kilobit like on Twitch. And if you are watching on YouTube, thank you so very much for watching this far. Check out the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/PanicosGaming. I try to stream every Wednesday through Sunday, typically like 2 to 3 hours of stream, and typically like pretty late night streams, usually starting somewhere around midnight Mountain Standard Time. But yeah, you know, it's all the same content that's on YouTube. Just a lot of shiny hunting, and a lot of Pokemon games, and a little bit of general Nintendo mixed in there. Anyways, wherever you guys are watching, wherever you're, if you go to the other channels or not, thank you so very much. I do definitely appreciate it, guys, and I'll see you guys next time.